What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Austin Davis here, and in this video I'm going to be talking about the 3 things that I've learned over the last 5 years of owning a pressure washing business, and make sure you guys stay for the last one because it's a big one. Number 1, always ask your customers for their business. What does that mean? This is something that a lot of business owners are not really doing. When they get a call for an estimate, or maybe they're at home giving an estimate, a lot of times what I see these guys doing is they're just sending the estimate via text or email and just waiting. Or when they're in person, they may tell them the price and the customer says, okay, got it, I'll let you know. And the business owner just leaves. Guys, you need to ask them to do business with you. Why wouldn't you? You've worked so hard to get an opportunity like this. Why risk squandering it and just walking off? You have every right to ask them to do business with you when you're sitting right there in front of them. When you give them the estimate, and hopefully you've done it in person, and they say, okay, got it, thanks for the estimate, you need to say something along the lines of, hey, I have next Monday or Tuesday available. Which one works best for you? You don't want to say something dumb like, is that price okay with you? That's almost as dumb as just walking away after giving them the estimate. Saying, is that price okay, is basically allowing them to say no, and then you're going to get into a back and forth thing on price. You want to lead them in the direction of getting on your schedule, which is why I asked, hey, what day works better for you? Now, of course, if they have an issue with the price after I ask them what day they prefer to get on the schedule, then you can get into handling whatever objection they've told you, which leads me into my program where I've gone over everything that you need to start and scale to 6 figures in pressure washing. Everything from business, website creation, equipment, how to get jobs, how to talk to customers, and of course, how to handle certain objections when giving estimates. The program is also going to come with a private Facebook group where I'll be holding your hand through the entire process to ensure that you get there, with weekly Zoom calls and one-on-ones. We launch in 1 week, so make sure you guys get signed up for the pre-launch. The first link is in the description. You guys would be surprised how much work you land by simply asking them for their business. If you leave after giving them an estimate, they're gonna shop you. Now you're in competition with 2 or 3 other guys. This is something that took me at least a year to learn because I was a bit reluctant and maybe even nervous to ask them because I was afraid of rejection. Best way to get past it is to start doing it and then getting that repetition in, because repetition is really the gateway to getting good. I do it every time, upwards of 30 to 50 times a month. Now it's just second nature to me. I don't leave my customer until I have them on my schedule. So get used to asking them for their business and asking them to get on your schedule. It's gonna make you a better leader and a better business owner, and at the end of the day, it's gonna help drive more revenue. Number 2, point out everything. This is very important. You may think that homeowners know everything about the condition of their homes, but when you complete a job and you're doing a walk around with the customer and they are looking at everything up close, more than likely they haven't done a walk around on their home in a while. And if they see any kind of chip, hole, maybe a damaged window, you name it, they can easily point to you as the culprit. So a couple things you can do. If the customer isn't home at the time that you perform a service, you're gonna wanna make sure you do a complete walk around and take pictures. Every hole in the wall, crack, busted concrete, maybe look at the windows, see if there's any scratches or cracks in them. Document the condition of the plants as well. If you see that plants are dead, weathered, or maybe losing color, go ahead and document that, as well as get the good condition of the grass. All these things kind of seem like a lot, but I promise you, you're gonna run into the customer, if you haven't already, that looks at everything with a magnifying glass. And if anything seems out of order to them, if they see anything that they didn't see prior and you don't have anything to back it up, you're going to get blamed for it. This has happened to me a handful of times where you get in the back and forth with a he said and she said, and it was like that and it wasn't like that kind of debate with the customer. It can turn combative and it will leave a sour taste in the customer's mouth, and more often than not, you won't hear from them and they won't hire you again. So make sure if you see something that's not good, document it. And the final thing here, and this is huge, okay? Setting expectations. What do I mean when I say that? You see, it's very important that the customer knows the exact outcome of your services will be. You might think that they know that not everything can be solved with pressure washing, but really, they don't know that. This will mostly come from experience. You as the business owner need to have the experience level to know exactly what will be able to be cleaned and what won't be able to be cleaned. For example, you get to a home and the customer wants an exterior house wash cleaning, and they say that they want all this discoloration cleaned off from the paint. You need to be able to look at it and determine if it will come off from a traditional house wash or not, because more than likely it's not mold or mildew and is an oxidation issue. And if it's an oxidation issue and the entire house is oxidized, you need to be able to relay to the customer and say, hey, this house isn't dirty like you might think. It's actually completely oxidized and a house wash will not be able to take care of it. And it actually runs the chance of making it look worse. Now, of course, if you're advanced and you know how to remove oxidation, you can always offer that service. But the point is, you don't want to go ahead with a service and have you think one thing and the customer think another. And then when you get to the end and the customer isn't happy because what she thought was going to happen didn't end up happening, now you're out of money most likely, and you have a customer that's upset. This can be solved by always asking up front when you're doing an estimate, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Customer, what are you expecting and what are your goals from this pressure washing service? That will get them to tell you exactly what they are expecting and what their pain points are. This is something that can really get people, is not having your customers on the same page. So walking around the house prior to washing and telling them exactly what they can expect from the cleaning is going to be crucial to avoiding awkward situations at the end where you risk not being able to get payment from them, or worse, not a good review. So know what you're doing when you get to a house and make sure you get a hold of what the customer expectations are. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. Guys, that's the 3 things that I mainly see, and mainly the 3 things that I've learned over the last 3 years, okay? Number 1, always ask for their business. You have the right to ask the customer for their business. You've worked so hard in building your business. You spent the money, you spent the time and equipment with experience, going out and doing the work, and you show up to an estimate and you don't even want to ask them for their business. Guys, grow a backbone, ask them for their business. If they give you any kind of objection, you need to be able to handle it right then and there, and have that confidence that you're not going to leave until you get them on the schedule. Okay, number 2, document everything. You do not want to have any kind of backlash come after you. So anything with plants, the condition of the house, the building, whatever you're doing, and if there's anything going on with the building that's out of order, broken, or whatnot, what have you, document it. Get pictures. Make sure you relay to that customer what those issues are. Get it on paper. Whether you have pictures of it, whether you have proof that you told them of these issues beforehand, make sure you get it documented. And number 3, set the right expectations. This is a huge problem, okay? You have got to set proper expectations with your clients. Avoid any kind of awkward situations at the end. That way you can ensure your customers are going to be happy, you'll get payment, you'll get a good review, and you can ensure their business going forward. So hey, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Peace out. We'll see you on the next one.